Hamish Marshall passed 13,000 first-class runs as he and Geraint Jones turned around a rather tricky situation for Gloucestershire on the penultimate day of their LV County Championship match with Kent in Bristol. A real thriller. Gloucestershire needed 8 overs to get the 1 wicket they required to end Kent's innings on 235. Liam Norwell grabbing his 25th championship wicket of the season as the visitors settled for a lead of 42. Adam Riley the man out, Gareth Roderick with his 4th catch of the innings. Kent would have been happy with that after falling to 98 for 7 at one point in reply to their hosts' 193. The game had been a good one thus far for the Seamers, and so Kent would have been hopeful of knocking a couple of home batsmen out before that deficit had been taken away. As it was though, Roderick and Chris Dent were able to take their side back ahead with no real problems, their opening stand making 59 runs. Shortly before lunch, Darren Stevens was on, and he began his 4th over by removing Dent for 22 after he failed to remove his bat quickly enough. The last ball of the morning session saw Ian Cobain give Stevens a second success with an edge through to Sam Billings. So effectively, Gloucestershire started the afternoon on 25 for 2, and only 7 more had been added to that lead when Peter Hanscom went after a very wide ball from Ivan Thomas, only to nick behind. Kent were taking charge when Roderick was superbly held goalkeeper style by Stevens off Thomas for 47. He left with his side on 81 for 4, just 39 runs to the good. A couple more wickets now, and the visitors, still looking for their first 4-day win of the summer, would have been in charge of this contest, but almost naturally, it was one of their own who then held them back in the form of Geraint Jones. He was soon playing in his normal attacking way. Marshall, who'd made a duck in the first innings, required 67 runs in this knock to register 13,000 in the first-class game in a career spanning back to 1998. He's been at Gloucestershire since 2006 and is having a deserved benefit this year as a reward for his services. Now aged 36, he's begun this summer in consistent form, and he was soon on his way to his 4th 50 from 8 championship innings this year. That was reached off the Kiwis' 84th delivery, his latest half-century, the 91st time he'd got at least that far in his career, one which brought him 13 tests as a younger man, included 7 fours. In what has been a roller coaster ride all the way through, it was now the Gloucesters who had the edge again. Marshall was moving through the numbers easily now, and his 13,000 run target was passed with few problems. A proud moment for the batsman, whose main concern, of course, was not one of statistics, but to get his side as far ahead as possible. Jones, meanwhile, would have been delighted to register a 50 against his former county, his being made off 93 balls, an innings containing 6 fours. As he celebrated, the partnership between these two had now realised 134 runs, and Gloucestershire had a lead of 173. Kent were in danger of slipping behind, but the next over saw Marshall on 83 cut a short ball from Matt Coles to Fabian Cowdrey at backward point. Coles struck in his next over too, his 25th championship success of the summer, Kieran Nima Barnett driving him to Callum Haggett before he'd scored. Then next ball, Jones was trapped in front by Thomas, and this fascinating game was turning once again. Jones gone for 55 with his side on 221 for 7, now leading by 179. So more runs were needed, and Craig Miles and David Payne did their bit by seeing out the next 13 overs in adding 36, which had the lead into the 200s and climbing. The second new ball was just around the corner. Before it was needed, Payne gave it away with a loose drive off Haggett to Sam North East at mid-off. And 4 runs later, Stevens had Miles held in the slips by Riley, the batsman out for 22 at 261 for 9. There were still 5 overs left in the day, and those went well for the home team. Norwell adding to his earlier figures of 4 for 44 with 14 runs, which may yet be all the difference between these two teams. Gloucestershire will go into the last day on 282 for 9, and that has them 240 runs to the good, with both sides still hopeful of victory with 3 sessions remaining. Will Gloucestershire's experience of winning their last 2 games hold them in good stead? Only time will tell.